My name is Cherie Kelly. I'm also known as Cherie Ivorande. I was told I was born on the 11th of June 1984 on Earth, in an infinite universe. I live in a world that is consumed by greed. I live in a world of inequality. I live in a world that needs our help. I would like a free world. I have a solution and I have an idea. And I ask that you take the time to hear what I have to say. Have you had enough yet? The cost of living is too high, they tell you, in an infinite growing universe. The so-called housing crisis that's never been addressed. The third world's second-class treatment of our citizens of Earth. You work your entire life, but it's not enough, is it? You've glorified a road trip around Australia or that cruise around the world for the last 50 years, right? One day when I retire, you tell yourself, but by then your body aches, you deplete what savings you've accumulated buying that overpriced caravan or paying for that cruise. Before you know it, you've run out of money. Your age pension isn't enough to survive and you are treated like a burden on society after all the years you've worked. Your house, you built new only 50 years ago, begins to fall apart around you while ancient pyramids stand 10,000 years old. You're then told you will die, which is actually impossible, and your body can rot as a carcass in the earth, but it will cost you over $10,000 to do so. I laughed after that, but I don't find it funny. Maybe you think you have enough to ride it out until your body dies, right? Maybe you're even deluded enough to believe yourself rich. Got a few million, eh? So your attitude is, let's shut this stupid girl down talking about a free world. Meanwhile, what absolute peasants on a global scale. I'm a mother. I brought life to earth. I am a woman. I am a goddess. I am divine feminine energy and life. I am a life of infinity born here in infinity. I am an Australian citizen and I have this to say. If the species was freely educated and united and no longer in a state of slavery to currency, free to create, you may have never had to experience your body passing away, nor your children. Money is the greatest retardation of a species there is. We live in an infinite growing universe. Absolutely nothing that has ever been made on Earth comes from anywhere but the Earth. Absolutely anything is possible. If you can perceive it, you can achieve it. To live in an absolute free world, this is what is required. We must prepare. We replace all monetary barter and currency systems with a standard 2-day contribution each week for all able and available. United force working together towards the free world we create. Unity. Not in the absence of our differences, but in our right to have them. Vision. A united vision for Australia, an example to other countries that it can be done. A united vision for the world. We live in the most diverse society on the planet. We are one, but we are many. And from all the lands on earth we come. We should share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are. We are Australian. There are basic requirements of human life that we all agree upon. Homes, food, clean water, waste management, waste treatment, communication, participation, energy, entertainment, transport, education, freedom, access to technology, protection of our nature, our earth, and our resources. Then there are lifestyle choices. Some smoke, some take medication, some use natural medicine, some don't use any, some take drugs, some like to eat meat, some don't, some are straight, some are not, some like the forest, some like the beach, some like rolling hills, and some like the city. We are all individuals. We have the right to choose what is right for us and what isn't. These differences should not divide us in any way. Without money, there would be almost no crime, greed, or inequality whatsoever. Laws of the monetary world and practices of revenue raising will no longer be in the interest of our police. Corruption will be gone. Instead, chosen interaction is to be respected. That is interacting with only who you choose in the manner in which you choose. Abuse and disrespecting chosen interaction will not be tolerated. With our law enforcement then free to protect and serve, we may actually experience protection and service. Amazing, I know, right? For example, drugs. If they were provided by our world's top scientists and chemists and actually made to be as effective as possible while being as safe as they can be, the health issues associated with drug use would be virtually non-existent. Illegal substance abuse would be virtually zero. Drug-related theft non-existent. Most violence associated with drug use would cease, and the programs to assist people who wish to stop would be readily available. The judgment of one's own life as less based on trivial lifestyle choices wouldn't exist. Another example, if medications weren't made to make money or cheaply mass-produced to save money, we would be provided with the best of the best of the best medications for everyone and anyone who chooses to use them. We live in a world that reduced the lifespan of a light bulb to make more money to create trivial jobs for people that weren't necessary to begin with. Deliberate retardation of progress and quality is against the best interest of the species. No matter how balanced a monetary barter or currency system can be created, and thus far that has never happened in the history of humankind, it can still be used as a weapon against you and me for greed and inequality. If we replace all monetary systems, all barter systems, and all currency systems with a standard minimum requirement of a 2-day work week by all able and available in united force, we would all have the world we want. This may be, for example, 4 days a week, 6 months of the year, or the equivalent of as required by the position you fill. We have one of the most underpopulated countries in the world with one of the most largest food productions. We're in the perfect position to create a free society in unity, the likes of which has never been seen before. Reorganization of land. Land will no longer hold a monetary value. There will be no sale of land, and all land will be managed correctly. What we have available we share. Approximately 30 million people live in Australia. There are almost 2 billion acres of land in Australia. 30 million acres, giving an acre to each person here would not even scratch the surface. Many people don't even want an acre to maintain. Many people are happy with, for example, 1,000 metres square residential land size. Many more don't even want that. They prefer city living, easily maintained apartments. All non-landowners and landowners of less than an acre are to be offered 1 acre. It is not a requirement to take the offer of 1 acre, as many may choose new town living in, for example, 1,000 metres square or 2,000 metres square block, or a newly built unit for easy maintenance. To unite in peace and avoid all conflict with landowners, if, for example, one person had a larger property now and wanted to remain on their property and still wanted their own privacy, they can on their property in a new land size package up to 10 acres, and be provided with a new home and allowed to privately own up to 10 acres, which must be managed correctly. These blocks cannot be sold. If given away, they will be divided into 10-acre lots. Like every other person in Australia, they will be offered a newly built solid home on their property. The management of any additional acres over the 10-acre limit on a property would become part of a land management force. If it is forested, it shall remain forested and managed in accordance with an Australian and ultimately a world standard. If it is bare or barren, it will be rejuvenated, reforested, or utilised for food production or resource supply. For every tree we cut down, we replace with 2. There will be tree and garden teams and nurseries for food, resource, garden and native trees. We utilise renewable resources. Steel and fuels and plastics can all be made from plant matter. Solid block, literally grown. Every single person will be offered a new home on the land size or package they choose. Media will be united in our future vision. We share the dream. We unite the world. We do not need all 8,000 news channels we are exposed to covering nothing but violence and murder in our world. That's old news. It's time for something new. It's time for vision. An online platform will be created for the following: a supply census. Immediately do a census of supply, not rations or being deprived of what you want. Instead, what you would actually like every week, fortnight, or month supplied. When people are no longer in a state of survival and can be assured of a regular supply of their wants and needs, there won't be greed. Food supply. Filtered, clean water supply. Do you smoke? Do you require recreational drugs? Do you vape? Do you require medicines? Do you drink alcohol, stationery, toiletries, etc.? Positions available. For example, there will be builders' teams. Instead of 20 men and women building a home, there will be thousands working in unison to build 30 million. And ultimately, 8 billion. There would be blueprints, for example, 500 home styles. All builders would be trained to build these homes as fast and as solid as possible. A choice of housing options. There will be food production teams, transport teams, delivery teams, mechanics, parts suppliers, etc., etc., etc. Absolutely everything we need arranged for everyone in an organised fashion. Delivery of food, warehousing, energy supply, land management, roads, transport, vehicle manufacturing, waste management, entertainment, supply, production of everything we enjoy, desire, and need. Training online and in practice, all training necessary for the positions of the free world. Education in building, logistics, delivery, energy supply, waste management, car manufacturing, factory positions, food production, childcare, disability care, entertainment, etc., etc. What we all wish to avoid is stagnation. In a free world, we will have parks and gardens, recreation, music festivals, cruises, theme parks, clothing designers and creators of jewelry, shoes and accessories. We can create and share ornaments, toys, new ideas for our world and all we enjoy. We will have free markets to share our creations, not for profit but for quality of life and the enjoyment of it. All the best quality appliances will be mass-produced. The best washers, dryers, fridges, speakers, cameras, computers, laptops, tablets, phones, televisions, light bloody bulbs, etc. Cars will be manufactured here to be as powerful as possible while consuming the least amount of fuels, made to last, parts and accessories created here. There will be fleets of cars available for people who do not wish to own one. Public transport available for all. Food production will be increased to surplus. Storage facilities will be created for any natural disaster or disruption to production to maintain supply. Natural forests will be protected for wildlife, kept clean and also accessible to human visitors. Waterways protected. New towns will be built beside existing towns. Old towns and houses will be scrapped and recycled, as residents are rehoused in new housing in the new towns. The land repurposed for food production, resources, wildlife, and parks and reforestation. Free education will be available and encouraged in any area of interest. If you would like to contribute more than 2 days per week contribution, that is welcomed. As the population grows and technology and automation is perfected, less and less contribution will be required by our people. At that point, education and enjoyment of life and the experience of it will be our absolute priority. Our home, our planet, our Earth sustains more life than you can possibly perceive. Exploring, making, and creating new planets, parallels, and realities will be our future. If you're here, and you heard or read all that, before you are disheartened with the fear that it cannot be done, I say to you, do not confuse the current human condition with true human nature. I'm one person, and I put my 2 hands up to help you for freedom. Now, I'd like to share a couple other things. This is my Facebook page. Have a look, see what you think about it. This is my book. It's called A Life of My Own, A Guide Within Infinity. I wrote this book over the course of the last few years, based on my own experience and the knowledge I acquired. Alone, we are divided, we are weak, and we can only achieve so much with 2 hands. Together, we can change the entire world. I hope you took the time to listen. I hope you're still here. For freedom, for unity, for equality. That's what I stand for.